So hopefully the audio is working better now. We're going to test this out. Hopefully Coco will come back on and confirm for us that the audio is working. So let's test it out. That sounds pretty good on here. All right, hello. Is the audio better now? I've just tested it. It seems pretty good. And I've lost them. I tried. Does it sound better now? Can you understand what I'm saying now? Excellent. Okay. Well, luckily the last video didn't amount to much anyway because no one was on. So I was just kind of, just talking. Didn't really have a point to anything I was saying until the last 5 minutes or so. But so basically what I said was, first of all, happy anniversary for kicking some German Nazi butt. Because today is obviously D-Day. A-Dog is doing the dishes, I believe, it sounds like. It's actually, I'm sure she'll be happy to know the last video the audio was bad because she was mad at me for the last video. We were having an argument while we were just sitting here with nothing to do. So she'll be glad to know that the audio wasn't working. But yes, so today is D-Day, June 6th. Which is important for several reasons. Some of them are important to us. Some of them are important just, to the world. One of them is the fact that it is D-Day. Hey, Coco wants you to know that he's watching.
What?
Coco wants you to know he's watching.
Good.
Come here. Say hello.
Hi, Coco.
We had to restart the video because the audio was all bad on the last one.
Good.
I was just saying that.
I heard you.
He says, hi, yo, E.
I like him.
Okay. So, yeah, D-Day is important because, it's D-Day. It's a big day in all of history, but especially in World War II. And then it's important to us because in 2015, D-Day on June 6th, actual D-Day, was our first team scenario, and we won Most Valuable Team. So that's pretty cool. That's why it mattered, right?
Yes.
And then, something else happened too, but that matters less. Right? What was that other thing?
It's the anniversary of the moment I fell in love with you and the day I proposed to you.
So you both fell in love with me and proposed to me on the same day?
No. They happened 6 years apart from each other.
6 years? What took you so long?
You don't want to do with me? I tried to get in there. You friend zoned me?
Coco wants to know why you're mad. Why are you mad, dog?
Oh, who said that I was mad?
Coco does.
I'm not mad. Why do you think I'm mad?
Maybe you're a mad dog.
I concur.
You can gur? Show us your gur face.
No.
He says you sound mad.
I'm not mad.
She's not mad. She's just angry. It's different.
I'm not mad or angry. I'm irritated at other events.
Irritated at other events.
Of the work variety that we won't go into because I'm not allowed to discuss it.
Right. So, yeah, that's why it's important to she and I personally. That's why it's important to DDay as a team, and that's why it's important to the world. So it's a big day. Big day. But, yeah, so DDay for 2018. What year are we in now? 2018. It's coming up. So that's what this map is for. This was last year's German tent game map. So that's the one that General ADOG used in the tent to command all the troops and know what was going on. So we'll get another one this year. This one's got rips and stuff in it. She wants to hang it up, so we'll see if that happens. She was supposed to hang this one up, and that obviously never happened. But so the way they do it for 68 caliber at Three Rivers Paintball next weekend, come on out, be German, is there's basically two sections to the game. So there's there's the landing, which is the first 45 minutes, and it happens down here in Alpha Bravo area. So the way they used to do it was the Germans would sit right here, and then the Americans would start over here, and they'd all rush up that little hill. This was a ravine right here. But last year they changed it, and this year's going to be the same. The Germans sit up here on this hill line, and the Americans rush up towards us that way, which is cool for us because it's a bigger hill. In 2016, the Americans won that landing, that 45-minute landing, in record time. I'm having trouble with my carpet here. They won in 17 minutes, I think is what it was, which really sucked for us. And then last year, with the changes and everything, we held out the whole time, and there's 2 flags they can capture, and they got none of them, which was A-okay. And then the rest of the day after that is the main game itself. It's the rest of the day. And so everyone goes and starts. There's the spawn for the Americans over there, the spawn for the Germans over here. But the Germans actually start the day last year, and I believe this year as well, in a center here in the castle, which makes a lot more sense realistically because when the Allies landed on the beaches, it's not like they were empty and the Germans were in land somewhere and they all started running at each other. No, the Germans were on the beaches. They controlled everything, and the Allies had to push them out. So it makes more sense that we actually start up here and they have to push us. But that definitely helped us. And in 2015, it worked differently. We all started back at the German spawn, and it didn't make sense. Because, like I said, it wasn't like the 2 armies decided to run at each other. No, the Allies had to sweep the Germans out of the way. So it makes more sense that way. Because the whole point is that the Germans own everything. The Americans are supposed to take it from them. If no one owns it and you take it from each other, that's not really World War II. And that could be a fun scenario. I'm not saying that's bad in general. I'm saying it doesn't make sense according to the D-Day scenario. So that's how it works. And then each one of the sectors here, Alpha through Kilo down there, are all worth a different set of points. You capture that flag station, you get those points. Once it's set into activation by the general, you have 10 minutes to capture the flag. Whoever owns it at the end of 10 minutes gets those points. Up to 4 are allowed can be active at a time. 0 could be, 1 could be, 4 could be, 3 could be. Depending on, because each general can put 2 into play at any given time. So it can be 2 and 2 and it's 4. Wow, math. Good job, me. But so General ADOG has her little flag back here, or a different one this year in the tent. She's got all of her little cards that tell her what's going on, who owns what. And then I'll be out there actually leading the troops and making sure that what she says needs to happen happens. Hello, second viewer. Hello. Is that you? You've been known to do that in the past. We're discussing D-Day, second viewer. Hello. Say hello, second viewer. They're shy. Oh, it's Luke. You are our main viewer. It's true. Sometimes, most of the time, you're our only viewer. So thank you for that. So we're discussing D-Day, how it works, what goes on. Luke, you've been there twice, 3 times. Coco, I know you were obviously there last year. How many D-Days have you been to? Get a quieter toy. Loud toy. Yeah, I've been there, done that. Well, you haven't been on the commanding team yet, so it'll be a little different. Hey, you! Get a quieter toy, big boy. Here. Play with this one. It's quieter. Good boy. Okay, so only the one last year for 68 caliber. And so, yeah, the Mission Masters, the one that we just did last month, works very differently. Even though they're both D-Day, they both work very differently. And then Ion, that's coming up next month, again, works very differently. Even though they're all based off the same event in history, they all are completely different. Luke says Mission Masters is better. It's definitely different game style. It really depends on what your game style is. If you like to just shoot people all day, you don't necessarily care about getting points or objectives or things like that. You just want to go shoot people, and that is a legitimate game style. A lot of people like playing that way. Sometimes I like to do that, just go out and shoot people. Then 68 caliber's D-Day is definitely better, because that's what the day is. It's just shooting at each other. If you prefer objectives, working towards a goal, having a real good structure, a solid structure, then Mission Masters is better. And then the last 68 caliber was horrible. We couldn't get halfway up there. Well, that's not 68 caliber's fault. That is the Americans' fault for sucking so bad. So what Luke said was that the last year's D-Day was horrible because he couldn't get even halfway up the hill in the landing. Yeah, that's not 68 caliber's fault. That's actually, if you want to blame it on anyone as far as the hill goes, it's actually Three Rivers' fault, because they're the ones who decided to flip it around, not 68 caliber. Secondly, it's not their fault either. You guys just suck and we rock. So this year you'll be on the winning team, and you'll feel a little differently. But yes, it was actually Ryan's decision, not Mike of 68 caliber. But yeah, so Ion is again very different. So they both have theirs, and then Ion's actually kind of a mixture of the two. There's so many people that you can't help but just go and shoot people. It's just no matter where you look, there's people. But it also does have a lot of side missions and objectives. It's also very, very structured. It's more structured in a way than Mission Masters is, because Mission Masters is very structured by Mission Masters. What you need to do is very structured, and the missions and the side missions and everything. It's very laid out, and I love it. And then get out of there. Get out of there, Loki. Ion, they have all their side missions and things like that, just like D-Day. But the actual teams structure it to a huge degree. I mean, they plan months ahead of time. They've got spies and stuff. Like, they're always trying to get us to confirm our like what team we're on. We have to show our pre-registration to see what team we're on, so they know we're not trying to spy on anybody. Although our commander knows us by now, but like for the first 2 years, everyone had to show that, just so they know what team you're on. But they're very, very structured. There's a general, then there's his command staff, then there's company commanders, and then the companies sometimes have lower, like our company, Mayhem, then goes. Last year we had 2, I guess, squad leaders. I was one of them, and then Brad was another one. This year I'll be another one again. I'm not sure how. I think there's gonna be 5 of us this year, because there's like 65 people, and we're all gonna have between 5 and 10 members. So you guys are always fighting about something. But anyway, so for D-Day, so you can capture those, but there's also side missions like go hold that building for a half hour, or take some dynamite and blow that thing up. The problem that I've always had with 68 caliber versus Mission Masters is Mission Masters lays it all out and makes sure that everyone knows what's going on. Everyone knows what the mission is, or at least has the opportunity to know what the mission is. They have papers, they have maps, they have everything highlighted. If you don't know what's going on, it's your own damn fault. 68 caliber is much more laid back in that sense. The general knows what's going on. The generals do, at least in our case, we do a lot of pre-planning. We know what's going on. We know the rules. We know what we need to do. And we communicate about it during the game. But not everyone else does. And there's not a lot of structure to the teams and things. We tried to change that last year. We tried to tell everyone we knew was going to be on our team. We tried to at least get them engaged at least a little bit, tell them what their mission was for the day or for the hour or whatever it was. And we really tried to convey that to our teammates, and it definitely helped. But overall, if your general doesn't do it, you're not going to know what's going on. And in 2015, when we first did it, we didn't know anything about the game. As far as I could tell, you just ran at people and shot them, and there was really no point to it.
Sat in a hole for an hour.
She sat in a hole for an hour and a half because she didn't know what to do.
But I was told to go sit in that hole.
And it was important. Like, it wasn't not important that you did that, but it just doesn't have the structure. It doesn't have the
organization
or the planning to it. So
history.
That's been, I guess that's part of it.
Because Mission Masters, the one thing they do is research to every last detail of what goes on.
Mm-hmm.
So with Mayon, every mission was a different key point or battle or skirmish or whatever word you want to use to describe what was going on.
Right.
And you had 3 objectives, and your team knew what those objectives were. Like you said, with D-Day, you're really just running around shooting. And if somebody doesn't tell you, hey, can you go do this? Or this is what we're planning on doing, you're basically just shooting people for an hour.
Yeah, not thinking, not knowing what's going on. Now, the one thing that I'll definitely give to 68 caliber games that most people don't even know about is the fact that there's a lot going on. There is a lot going on at any given time. Just people don't know it's happening. There is always at least one flag station, more likely 4, being contested at any given time. There's side missions at any given time. Whether it be sabotage missions or trying to blow something up or holding something or whatever. There's always a lot going on. It's just that no one knows it. No one knows it's happening.
Some people just go for the beach. They will pay $35 to go shoot people for 45 minutes and then leave.
Right, and that's why I was saying that if you really like to just go shoot people, D-Day really is a good game for you. Whether you just want to do the landing or you want to do the whole day, if your goal is just to shoot people, it's a good game for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying anything bad about that. That's not necessarily my usual game style, but sometimes I do like that.
There's people that I won't even know what's going on. I see them maybe beforehand. I see them maybe in the spawn tent once or twice. They won't talk to me. They just want to go out. They spent their money, so they want to go out and do whatever the hell they want. And then there's the other people who get awards. We don't have names, but get awards because they're the first people to come up to me and say, hey, what's going on? What can I do? Where do you want me? Or, hey, I did a mission earlier in the day. I sat around. I really want to be involved. And those are the people that get into it and I think get their money out of it because they're actually involved in the game instead of just, hey, I'm going to go around and shoot people. If you want to go do that, I'm not going to stop you. I don't buy your paint and I don't buy for your admission. So I don't care what you do, but go do that during open play. Like this is a game and I'm competitive. I want to win.
There's a lot more people who shoot at this than there are at open play.
Yeah. I don't know why you would waste $35.
They don't see it as a waste. They have fun with it.
Okay, then I'm not fun with it. But if you're not going to help me win, go away because I don't need you.
You're a wonderful person.
I'm sorry. I'm competitive. Specifically with this, I'm
but you need people that can just sit there and shoot people. You need to defend your line. So what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not.
Well, don't tell them to go away. You don't need them. You do need them.
Well, no, go away. Do your shooting.
Go to the front line.
Yeah, just go.
Just go to the front line. But yeah, there's always stuff going on. And if you come ask us at the tent, you'll know what's going on too. But even people that, like you said, that care, that ask questions and things, if you don't have a radio, or if you just happen to be next to someone that has a radio, you still might not know what's going on at a given time. Because, let's say that you're in Foxtrot over there fighting for that flag, and then that time ends. You might have no idea that 3 minutes ago, Echo, came into play. You don't know to go over there. That happened. It's active. Then we need people there. But how do we tell you? Because if you don't have a radio, we can't. She's commanding. She's doing what she needs to do. I'm probably over there or doing something equally important somewhere else. And that was our problem in 2016 when she first generaled. There were only 3 of us with radios on our team. There was her in the tent. There was me out there, and then there was John out there. That was it.
I think that's something that we have to stress when we get the roundup.
Let's not do strategy, while we're live.
I'm not doing strategy.
Sounds like it.
Then never mind. I will keep it to myself and I will discuss it
later
with you all later. Because the 2 people that are watching are on the team and they're going to hear the strategy anyway.
That's true. But anyone watching this later might not be.
Nothing about those California people.
But yeah, so their communication is key in any game. But when you're on a field with a number of people that we have for D-Day, this field the size it is, if you only have 3 radios for the whole team, it sucks. It sucks. So last year when we had 10 of us with radios, oh boy, did it help. So this year there'll be 5 of us and we'll all have 6 of us and then we'll all have radios. There'll be 5 of us on the line and then you in the tent. Because I'm counting Paul in that.
And that's the most important. So you have a radio somewhere at all corners of the field.
Yeah. That way, even if not everyone has a radio, because not everyone's going to have a radio, you're always in the vicinity of someone that has one.
You didn't take your radio?
Coco? Yeah, Coco, you were here. They were right next to you. They're sitting right here. Those are your radios. And I said, Coco, don't forget to take your radios. You remember that? I do. But
Coco,
yes,
dropping the ball.
I will bring them on Saturday, and you can have yours. How's that?
You best have yours. All I gotta say.
That's all she's got to say.
He was trying to be an American last year.
Stupid. And Luke was an American. Even stupider. Even stupider. I mean, I will give it. It is fun running out of the boats and running up the hill. Because when we did that at skirmish, it was fun. Well, no, the radios are yours. You paid for them. They are yours. You're supposed to take them with you. There's 2 of them in there. You paid for them. They are yours. They're not for the team. They're for you. So yeah, they're yours. What was I saying though? Oh yes, so the one
being an American and rushing out of the
no, that's not what
before that.
Yes.
We're talking about radios.
Okay, well that. If you want them to use your radio, if they break it, that's fine. But it's still up to you. You're gonna take your radios if you want to give them to them. That's your choice. But anyway, so for 68 caliber, yeah, anything can be going on at any time. The big downfall of it that Mission Masters has over them is that it is very structured and it's all typed out with maps and everything. The problem with 68 caliber is there's not really that time before the game for us to tell everyone on our team what we've planned. You know, we have like maybe, I don't know, less than 10 minutes to try to convey 5 hours of gameplay to 60 people. It's just not going to happen.
And no one, the problem is that they're all trying to be organized, and it takes so long to organize a team. And I feel that they should probably take a chapter out of Skirmish's book, and when you register,
pre-register for what team you want. That would be very, very helpful. And I actually think, if I haven't already, I'm going to mention it to Ryan, but I think I did. But I'm going to mention it again. But they really should do that, because it takes, I swear it takes at least a half hour just to get everyone broken up.
After Mike talks, it takes at least 10 to 15 minutes to organize, because nobody wants to be a German, because they all want to be Americans, because they have, oh, my grandfather fought and my grandfather would break my leg and all this bullshit. It's to essentially cosplay. If you're a milsim person, just go out and shoot people.
It's LARPing.
Okay, LARPing. Sorry, not cosplay.
That's a good topic for another live, maybe not next week, but in the future we'll talk about how paintball is LARPing. That will be a thing that we will talk about. Yeah, so we don't have the time before the game to actually tell everybody what the plan is. So we try to tell them as the day progresses, but you have to actually come talk to us. You know, if she's sitting there in the tent, you do LARP, you play paintball. She's sitting there in the tent, just go talk to her, ask her what's going on, say, what do I need to do? Because she wants people to come up and ask. We need people to know what's going on, and we don't have the time before the game to tell everybody. And even if we did, you know, what we lay out at noon isn't necessarily
it's gone by.
Yeah, at 3 o'clock isn't the same. You know,
hell, by 12:30 it's not the same. Also, and I got asked about this, that during Mayan I ran over to everybody. Well, you have, 10, 15 minutes before each mission to discuss, get your new mission, have a conversation. I had probably 5 to 7 teams that I knew were able to do something. So I was able to run over to everybody. And they were all organized at the tent. Where if you don't come up to me and say, hey, what can I do? I can't seek out 60 random people on a field. It's very difficult. So if you just want to go shoot people, I'm going to let you go shoot people. If you want to be involved.
Note to self, do a video about this.
If you want to be involved, you got to come talk to me. I'll find a way to get you either a mission or at least tell you who to talk to be involved, because I know where my radio people are. So I think that's the big thing, is we try to stress, hey, if you're on the field and you don't know what's going on, go find a radio, find somebody. We all have the same shirts. Go find somebody with a shirt. Nobody listens. I remember last year and the year before, it was very difficult to try to explain stuff going onto the beach, because they really just want to shoot people.
Yeah, and last year we did a lot of work, even just for the beach. We did a lot of work.
The beach was like an 8-hour process.
of just us testing things, seeing where you could shoot, what angles there were, and printing and making the maps out and then printing them out. And no one even paid attention to the fact that they were there. Coco, do you remember the fact that there was a layout right next to where you were showing you where to shoot? Did you even know it was there?
Oh, no.
Luke's scared of you.
I know. Well, somebody should be.
I don't know why. She's so small. I don't know what you're worried about. Oh, okay. So Coco does remember that there was.
I think Coco was the only one that really paid attention because I think he sat.
Oh, you used it? Good.
He sat behind a bunker and shot where the map told him to.
Good.
Numerous times I saw him
doing what you're supposed to do. Excellent. Yeah. So I did that for every. Well, that's true. But every section on there, I had laid out where it should be shooting because where its lanes were. Because there's trees and bushes and everything. And when the heat of the battle, you might not be thinking about, can I clearly shoot down that or not? Or is that person watching my back over there? So I laid it all out so everyone knew from this spot, you shoot there. From that spot over there, they're going to shoot over there. And that way you knew what's going on. And very few people paid attention to it. Very, very few people paid attention to it.
Everybody wanted to be behind. They thought that being behind those cannons that were real low to the ground that we did not plan because there was really no cover.
Yeah, only one person could fit behind them.
Everybody wanted to lay against those and shoot over them.
Which is stupid. Although one person managed to get in there and he stayed there almost the whole game. I think he got hit once the whole 45 minutes. So he did that well. But yeah, you can only fit one person behind those. So I didn't bother to really put them into the game.
We also were having a lot of gun issues. Every gun, I think, on our team.
Not everyone. A significant portion.
Your gun, my gun, the gun, the
your gun didn't have a problem. No, your gun did not have a problem.
I know.
Mine did.
The Red Spider, electronic Red Spider did.
It didn't have a problem. She just didn't know what she was doing.
Oh, okay.
It just needed cocked. That was the issue with that one. But a lot of people did run out of paint. So something we had last year. Oh, a third viewer. Hello, third viewer.
Hi, third viewer.
A problem we had last year during the landing was so many of we were running out of paint, we were running out of air, and at one point, almost I think it was half of our team was off of the field going to get air and paint because they didn't have any. And meanwhile, I'm looking at like the 10 people we have on the line. My gun's not working, and I'm like, oh crap, it is Eric.
Oh.
Oh crap, what do we do now? Hey, you know what, guys? So no one go anywhere when I'm done spieling about live stuff. No one go anywhere. We're actually going to have our D-Day meeting now. No, we don't have to work on Saturday. We're going to still do some things in person while we're there. But that way no one has to worry about getting there early or leaving late. You can still get there early if you want. We are going to go up on the beach and lay some stuff out. But no one go anywhere. We're going to do a Facebook meeting. Yeah, so that was an issue we had last year. But luckily at the same time, the Americans, we shut down one of their boats essentially. They weren't coming out of it anymore. They only came out of the other one. So we were able to bring like our 10 to 15 people and scrunch them on the one end and just hold it off. And then everyone got back in time. So that was fun. It was an interesting time. I was really afraid that we were done at that point when we missed half. It was over half of our team was just gone.
Do you think how much planning do you think Adam is doing?
I don't know. I know he didn't do much last year, but that's mostly because he had like a week and a half to do anything. So that's not really his fault. But also I'm not sure several things. One, I'm not sure he knew how to plan for it. That's a big thing. If you haven't done it before, or and you only have a week, like how much planning can you do?
Really do?
And secondly is maybe he felt that the game structure didn't need it, which to a certain extent, as with all the things that we've been saying, you might be better off or just as good off not planning at all as you are planning everything out and just hoping for the best. The Americans do typically have the advantage. Even though we're defending, they typically have the advantage. It's really designed for them to win.
Well, they did win. Did they win everything? Like out of all of the skirmishes?
You mean like real life, IRL?
Yeah.
They won the war.
Okay, that doesn't mean that they won all the skirmishes, though.
For the most part, yes. Until I would say overall, yes, they kicked ass until the Bulge. So there were certainly. Actually, I guess they sucked in Holland too. They got kicked out of Holland pretty bad.
Because from D-Day to E-Day, isn't that like 2 years?
No. It's June of 44 to April of 45.
I thought it was 46.
No, 45.
I need to watch Band of Brothers better then.
We've lost somebody. No. We've lost one of our teammates. But yeah, so
maybe
that's pretty much it. Do you guys have anything you want to express about D-Day? While I'm waiting for the big delay that everyone has apparently. That's pretty much all I had for today. I just wanted to go on a spiel about D-Day that's coming up not this weekend, but next weekend, June 16th, come out and be a German for 68 calibers D-Day production at Three Rivers Paintball in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for anyone who doesn't know that. But otherwise, that's all we had. And stay tuned tomorrow for Nick Coco's interview. Yep, Nick Coco's interview is tomorrow. And then I think that, well, depending on who I get, either Luke or Eric will be next. And then the other one will be the week after. And then we're going to start moving on to not DDay members. In the meantime of me trying to get some of the older members' schedule arranged properly so we can actually do that. But yeah, everyone.
Now, does our teammates know the surprise interviewer?
Nope.
So nobody knows.
Only one person knows it. That is not our family knows.
Yeah.
Not that they know who that is. And then one person that's not on our team knows.
But how many people on our team know?
None.
Just me?
Just us. Just you and me.
Who knows?
Surprise.
Who else knows?
None yet.
It's always my
I can't tell you because then people will go bug them.
Well, can you tell me after the fact?
Yes. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.